Until God owns you, you are not a servant of God. You don't serve God because you came to church. Does your going to UBA bank mean that you serve UBA bank? How can your presence in church mean I serve God? Walk from the house, balance on a seat with no knowledge of the history of that seat, stand up after service and walk out like desperado, not minding how the seat came, how it was cleansed, how God's work would move forward. Yet you want your project to be God's project. Dedication and devotion is that you died in God's hands. That means I've stopped living for myself since there is no wrestle as to who owns this life, as to who has this money, as to who has this energy. You own it. If you give me spare, I can use it to run my show. But if you want to take all, I'm willing. Because you went all out for me, I'm willing to go all out for you. Listen, stop deceiving your neighbors. Ma, go serve God. What do you mean? To wear a nice dress and walk into church? That's serving God. You know what service is? If you serve me, my agenda is your agenda. What gladdens me gladdens you. What I'm interested in is your interest. Outside that, you are not serving God. You can be in church and you're not a servant of God. I don't have life. If you saw me live, is him I lived for. If you saw me breathe, is him I... So how can I be tired that I gave God my time? Somebody is saying I wasted time in church. An angel should slap that mouth. I wasted time in church today. That's the excuse you gave because of you want to go for one Akao meeting and he's a believer. Sorry, now church why I waste time. That you would have the time if you were not giving it. Gave himself. If God gave you himself, you are missing you. I come to church once a week. Nobody should tell me anything. He thought his coming to church is helping someone. And God is more God because you came. And he will be less God if you sat in your house and TikToked. He gave himself, I give myself. He donated himself, I donate myself. That's how people served God, brother. It's not this one leg out and kabarate koji katana. I want to serve God. Paul is emphatic. Caught up between two opinions, to be alive or to die. See, a good majority of so-called church attendants are bench warmers. Practical what? Bench warmers. Full of personal project. They initiate the project, invite God to prosper it. When God prosper it, they push him aside again. We are more users of God than servants of God. Somebody thought of God only in an emergency. When is power finished? When is power filled? Do you know what it means to serve God? For me to live has no connection to my personal agenda. Has no connection to my personal ambitions. For me to live, you can't be looking for me in evangelism ground. You can't be looking for me in church. You can't be. For me, if you saw me alive, the paratuga liperetia sanatagash, the epicenter of existence is God. What a worthy way to live. For some people, serving God is a distraction. A what? So they say focus, not to do God or not to do church. So something else is more meaningful. Live long enough. When you wake up, power some life. I don't know where you kept life in your cupboard. Take some of it, drink. For me to live. If I'm living and it's not Christ, it's a waste of life. That until God owns you, you are not a servant of God.